Welcome to the basics of telecommunication part 1. In this video we are going to talk about the wireless technology. We all know this there are 5 generations so far with the wireless technology starting from first generation and second generation where voice and SMS are the main features and data throughput was 144 kbps. There were two technologies with respect to second generation which is a GSM and CDMA. So GSM was used in most part of the world, whereas CDMA was used in a few countries like United States, South Korea, Japan, China, and India. As that data transfer was increased a little higher than second generation, and that was an evolution of WCDMA, which is a third generation of wireless network. And in the current day scenario, we have a 4G technology, which is a long-term evolution where we have a higher data rate compared to the rest of the technologies and the upcoming 5G technology. Have you wondered how this telecom operators build their network? Yes, basically they use the telecom equipments from the vendors to build their network, be it as 2G, 3G, or 4G, or 5G technology. We know the some of the companies listed down here are well known with respect to the mobile phones that we use like Nokia, Samsung, Huawei, ZTE, but they also are into a network business where they build the telecom network equipments needed for the technologies like 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. Ericsson is based out of Sweden, and Nokia, which is from Finland, has acquired US companies Motorola and Alcatel-Lucent. They were also into the network business, and Samsung, which is widely used phone, also into network business where they build this 4G and 5G technology. Let's talk about the mobile architecture. So that's 2G architecture. We have 2G technology with a mobile connecting to the BTS, which is a base station transceiver, through RF interface, which is a radio frequency interface, and the base station connects to the base station controller, which is BSC, which is either wired or through a microwave links or the fiber backhaul, and the base station connects to the mobile switching center through a wired connection. And we have other components like BLR, HLR, home location registry, and visitor location registry, and we have a SMSC for and authentication center. And similarly, in below you see a mobile phone connecting talking to the node B, and RNC. RNC is a radio network controller, and SGSN and GSN. And this 2G and 3Gs are interconnected to make calls whenever a 3G phone goes to a place where there's no coverage of 3G service. It falls back to the 2G network and is able to use the 2G service. So that's how you see all these network elements are interconnected. So when we talk about this mobile architecture, there are two parts of the mobile architecture. One is called the radio network, where the BTS, base station transceiver, and base station controller together are termed as radio network in 2G network, and whereas node B and radio network controller is termed as radio network. So the remaining parts, which includes the mobile switching center, HGSN, GSN, and the rest of the network element is termed as a core network. So where can you see these network elements? So all these network elements, the BAC, RNC, mobile switching center, HLR, SGSN, everything resides in the exchange, telecom exchange, or the network operation center. Whereas this node B base station, these are located in a different parts of the city to cover the entire geographical area, and multiple BTS are connected to a BC, and same way multiple node Bs are connected to RNC. Let's talk in detail about what is BTS, which is also known as node B and E node B or GNB in a different technologies like 3G, 4G or 5G. So how does a base station transceiver where does it resides? Basically it resides next to this tower, and it is connected to through the RF cables to a antenna which is mounted on top of the and tower. So when you make a call first, the calls goes to the antenna, which you see like a tube lights. We can see the picture of this antennas in the next slides. And from there the call reaches the base station, which is located inside the tower through RF cables, and the call is processed and it goes to the base station controller and then the mobile switching center through the microwave links that you see here. So in this picture, you, you have seen in a tower that there are antennas which are round in shape. Those antennas are nothing but the microwave antennas. Why these microwave antennas are required? Basically, the call that are processed in the base station has to be carried forwarded to the base station controller as well as the mobile switching center, which is located in the network operation center. So we have this multiple microwave links kept in the different cell sites or the towers, and the antennas are faced each other so that there is a line of sight and the signal is transmitted. And during rainy season, sometimes there will be a link broken, or if at all if there is an interference between this transmitter and receiver microwave links. The antennas you see in this picture are the base station antennas. When you make a call, these are the antennas that receive your calls, or when you're getting a call, these are the antennas that send you a signal, makes your phone ringing. So the antennas are connected to the base station through the RF cables, and the base station is located within the tower. So each base station covers a 120 degree, covering a 360 degree. Sometimes you may also see there are 6 antennas in the site. There are advancements in antenna technology in the latest technologies like in 4G as well as 5G, which is MIMO, multi-input, multi-output antennas. We will talk about the advancement in the technologies, antenna technologies, in a future videos. So these are some of the reference links you can refer.